I think a lot of people get caught up in, how the game cheeses you, it cheats you, whatever it is. But if you watch, a high school, a college football game, even the pros, weird shit happens all the time, all the time. So to look at a video game and be like, that would never happen, it has happened. It does happen. It just hasn't happened to you in that context or me, and so we kind of get sidetracked into thinking that it doesn't happen. All right, off my soapbox. Hey everyone, welcome back to our Legacy Dynasty with the Nevada Wolfpack. Coming into week 5 here, we are 4-0, heading into the week to take on Washington State on the road, but we'll scout them in a little bit. Let's dive into recruiting. So recruiting has been feeling just a little bit off to me. Again, last I recorded was a few days ago, and so I'm trying to record more frequently so I can remember what's going on in the Dynasty. Because if I go too long, it just doesn't feel like I have a good grasp for who the players are, what we need to do in game, and then also what our actual needs are in recruiting. I do remember going through our roster and identifying the biggest needs, but I haven't revisited that in a while. So I did take some time to go through the roster, and again, running back I think is the highest need, which I think this kind of shows here. And we got Cone and Rawlings. May, defensive tackle isn't a big need of ours. We don't have anybody great that's there. I mean, we can click on team needs and do this. We got Fultz as our starter. He'll be back next year. McNabb looks okay. Lacombo looks okay. Contreras, Haddad. Wayne is a star development. So he'll be coming through shortly. What am I seeing here on the... Sorry, a little distracted. But look at their weight. N. Foster is a run stopper at 6'3" and 43 pounds. McNabb is the only one that has his full weight listed. Where I guess Fultz does too at 246. They must have ran out of space. Okay. All right. Back to D tackle depth. So Wayne, I think, is going to be our starter in the future. We got one more year with Fultz. He has some room to develop still, so that's good. And those other guys will come along nicely. So May, not a huge need, but it would be nice to get a 5-star, and we are still leading. We continue to move up the most out of anybody, and so I'm feeling pretty good about May. Although the teams behind us, Southern Cal, Oregon, can probably make a big jump at some point. But we're really close to getting into the top 3, and then I think it will reset and we'll go from there. But I think having a really good D tackle would be huge for us. He's 6'3", 307, and he's a 5-star, so I don't think we can pass on him. It would be great to get these 2 running backs. We need 2 guys that can come in and contribute right away. If you look, we got Brown, who's going to be leaving. Clemens will be back. Howell, I moved to running back. He'll be out. Crabtree's a 68 overall junior. Rawlings is never mind, those are the guys coming in. So Rawlings and Cone would be huge to get, because we'll only have 2 running backs on the roster. Clemens is the only one that's kind of a viable starter. It'd be great to get Rawlings or Cone. If they're in at mid 70s and they can take some carries, that would be great. Receiver is a big need of ours as well. It'd be great to get, again, 2 guys that can contribute right away. Let's look here. We got Brown and Burleson are leaving. Those are our 2 biggest receivers right now. Fournette is okay, 73, sophomore. Nestor is physical. He's the one I think with the highest speed at 89. Might be an impact guy as well, development wise. And then Falk and Guy are going to be out. And McCullers is probably going to be out as well. So getting Remigio, Nieto would be huge. Williamson I added late, so if we can get 3, that would be absolutely ideal, because we're going to need some guys who can contribute next year. Besides looks like Fournette and Nestor. Hopefully Nestor takes a big jump this year. I don't think Fournette will, but who knows. So it would be great to get 2 guys in that can contribute right away. 3 would be absolutely fantastic. So that's where we are receiver-wise. It'd be great to get, again, Remigio, Nieto, there's Williamson. Nobody's after him. Nieto, looks like Oregon State is making up quite a bit of ground, as is Washington State. But we continue to go up as well. Remigio, we continue to be the one making the biggest jump. So hopefully that can keep up. He is a gem as well. So we'll stay on these guys. And then tight end wise, should be going by position here. Tight end wise, we need a tight end, maybe more so than a running back, because I don't think we have anybody next year that is a viable starter. So we'll lose George. Sizemore 70. He made a great catch last week in the end zone, but 70 is his cap. I looked at his ratings. He is capped out. So 70 is his max. B and Merriman are both almost capped out. So if we can get 2 to 3 guys in and 1 guy that could start, that would be huge for us. So I'm looking at Sprinkle as a vertical threat. I'm kind of second guessing vertical threat as my go-to for a tight end, just because we use so many tight end sets with 1, 2, 3 tight ends. They're a big part of our offense, and we don't really stretch the field with them. And so as cool as it sounds to have a vertical threat tight end, and as cool as speed is, I just don't know if that fits our offense. Like, I don't even know if these guys can block. So that's concerning to me. Polanco, a possession guy. I'm guessing possession guys are better at blocking. And then there's Lawrence, again, a vertical threat. So we're going to have to maybe switch gears and go to more possession guys over vertical threat. Although Sprinkle looks like we're going to hopefully continue to pull away with him. So we'll keep him on the board. And Polanco as well. I may end up taking Lawrence off. But halfback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end are definitely our biggest needs. And tight end might be the most, just because we don't have a viable starter coming back next year. Sizemore will be 70 overall. And running back wise, we have Clemens coming back. So we may have to shake things up tight end wise and get another guy on the board who's either a blocking tight end or possession. Vertical threat, I think I'm kind of out on. But with that, let's just kind of go through the rest of the board. We did sign Billy McFerrin, a gem left end. Left end isn't a big need of ours, but I think solidifying our D-line is a big part of our defense. So Billy will be coming in. He's got 75 speed, which is good enough. He is a run stopper. We got hit power 83, pursuit at 80, play rec at 77. Strength is 87, block shedding 85, tackle 83, acceleration 79. So a really good defensive end for us. Happy to have him sign. Manu Wong. This is the guy I'm second guessing the most. So let's look at, he's a bust. He's got good speed, good acceleration, pursuit. He's gonna be a normal dev guy. But for a normal dev guy, do I want to be spending 50? And Southern Cal is right there with us. I just don't know if that's a battle I want to take on. Middle linebacker and outside linebacker are a need of ours. We're pretty thin there as well. I probably could have lumped them up with, kind of our absolute needs with running back, receiver, and tight end. In fact, maybe I will. I think we definitely need some good linebackers in. So I don't know if Wong is the way to go, is what I'm saying. Cornerback, we're solid, but Merriman, a 4-star. If we can continue to pull away and steal him, that would be great. I'm not against having really good corners. There's Polanco, our tight end. Pinto, I'm going to pull off of, and I'm just going to get him off the board because I don't feel like battling for a corner that we don't need. And you can see Adrian Kafka, right end, signed with Oregon. We're going to get off Shaw at D-tackle. Coronado, right tackle, we're getting rid of. Mama, I want to keep on because I feel like we could. We're number 3 and nobody's moving on him. Moss, Esparza. We're making good ground on these guys. Sanders is a hybrid. Got decent speed, acceleration, but he's a bust at 3. So his overall is probably not going to be that good. We're off of Sanders. Running back wise, I'm going to shoot, I hit B. It's going to happen at least once a time while I'm recruiting, or I hit B and back out. Verrier, we'll keep him on. Fontaine, a quarterback. We don't need a quarterback. And I think, I'd say we got 5 open spots. That might be enough. Fontaine may come off the board if we need to make some room for a linebacker or a tight end. Ficken, a power back. Again, these guys aren't, they don't blow you away, right? 86 speed, 87 excel, but they're just good enough to maybe get on the roster and develop. Desmond Hatch is a JUCO sophomore. I thought, JUCO guys would come in a little bit better than they have. If you get a gem, I think it's worth it, but for Hatch to be just a normal dev guy, we're going to take him off at receiver. DeBeer, another deep threat at 90 speed. We'll keep him on just because he's been on. He's got a scholarship. He'll continue to move up. There's Lawrence at vertical threat. Here's Batten, a power rusher. I'm not sure if that's it looks like he might be a D end or D tackle type. So I'm going to take him off the board. Again, just not a need. Coleman, D tackle, not a need. Sloman, I think I started scouting. 82 speed, not bad. I just don't think he's going to be good enough to make the cut. He's a pass coverage guy. They tend to need a little bit more speed. Dingle, we're going to take off at corner. We could move a corner to safety. We do need safeties. I think there's one each. So there's Nix and Cook. Moving on any of those? No, but later in the season we will. Cole, elusive back. Homer's a physical receiver. And then Morgan Kane, fullback. I got to take him off. We don't need him. All right, so then prospect list wise, we're just going to go to 4-star. Halfback, receiver, I think we're good. Tight end, can we sneak a blocking tight end? Here's Mike Awesome, 6'5", 241. Nobody's offered him. Out of Ohio. Can we find one in the pipeline? Again, I'm being a little bit more lax. If you watch my NCAA 14 Dynasty, it was kind of, we have to recruit from the region, and we have to be under, to start this Dynasty. I'm not doing that just because it's a new game, and I'm still getting a feel for it. So, but here is Jake Trimble, 6'3", 258. Blocking tight end out of Cal. We'll target him. Here's a possession guy, 6'6". I like that. But he's got 2 offers. Never mind. And maybe Awesome, 6'5", 241. Okay, so 2 tight ends. There's another one. I think we'll skip on him. Okay. All right, next we're going to jump to outside linebacker, see if we can sneak one. Let's see who's still open here. Neither of these guys, yeah, not going to get in on either of those. All right, middle linebacker, Tennessee. Yeah, pass coverage, 6'2". Okay, Jalil Page. We'll get on him. Okay, so we got 7 left. We can go to 3-star. Start back with tight end. Mitchell Crispin. Looks good. Out of Cal. Do I want an athlete guy? Possession. Rhodes. We'll add Rhodes too out of Florida. Maybe a little bit of speed there. Because his name is Speed. All right, outside linebacker. I think I'm looking for a power rusher or a pass coverage guy. Mukuamu. Here you go. Kevin Parizo out of Arizona. He fits the bill. One stopper. Power rusher out of Arizona again. Okay, we'll take him. Middle linebacker. What do we got? Pass coverage out of Texas. Yep. A field general. Take him. And we'll see safety-wise if we can get a safety on here that fits as it. I think it's zone or hybrid. Here we go. Out of Cal. Oh, Sanders we already had. He's a bust. You can barely see the bust there. Or is that just my TV? can barely see it. All right, let's see who else we got. Zone. I think I prefer hybrid if I can get one. So at least maybe a pipeline. I know I can sort by pipeline, but I want to go by who's best. I also wish you could sort by tendency. I can't believe that's not a thing. All right, let's get back up here. Sanders was the hybrid. We're gonna go with Alejandro Cesar. All right, and that's 35. I have 120 points to spend. Do we need to scout anybody? Let's scout these guys that we've got the scholarships on. Good acceleration, 87 speed. Yep. So then I think it's like, let's just get 50 on him as fast as we can. Next we'll pass on just because we gotta, oh yeah, we gotta get these guys Scullies. Like the Forcers, I think I just offer them. I forgot we had these guys on. Okay. Or do we just offer scholarships now? I think that's what we do. And then hopefully we get somebody to sign this week, and next week we'll have more points available even. All right, so I feel good about that. I'm glad I just checked in with our team needs. Garrison Peter is going to get 50, and we're just going to try to jump ahead, and then next week we'll pull off. If nobody else goes after him, we'll pull points off him, but 50 will get us into first, generally first or second, and then we can pull back from there for a 3-star. But I like his speed. I like his acceleration. Change of direction, I think, is good enough. Zone coverage, I mean, it all looks pretty solid. Not a gem, but I think he would be considered close to a gem. Now, the question I need to ask is, do I continue to go after Manu? Again, because Southern Cal is right there. I don't want to keep pouring points into a bust player with Southern Cal right behind. And I end up getting him. So I think I answered my question. We're going to pull points off of Manu, and we're going to see what these other linebackers are. Let's start with the outside linebacker. Parizo, did we get his speed? Oh yeah, Parizo's slow. It's a power rusher. Shoot. Hit B again. Classic. Or, shoot, I shouldn't have forgot we have Page right here. I was gonna need some points. Dang it. Okay, let me see if I can find 10 somewhere. Maybe we gotta keep it on Polanco. There we go. Hopefully we can keep pulling away on Polanco. Alright, but we are gonna put it on Page. Again, he very well could be a bust as well. We'll find that out later on. But we'll jump into first for him, and Peter will give us, 2 linebackers that we're sitting good on. All right, so that's our recruiting board. We're going to keep Wong on, just kind of see how that shakes out. Maybe Southern Cal drops off as well, or we continue to make it into the top 3. We'll see how that shakes out, but we'll keep him on. But I feel good about everything else. Again, Merriman will continue to go after him. Again, corners we're solid, but it never hurts to have more corners developing, in my opinion. So with that, let's move on to scouting. Actually, I lied. We're going to look around the landscape of college football. Let's check out the top 25. So there we are at 25, just sneaking in at 4-0. Anybody else that's kind of shocking? I mean, see UConn up there. Purdue could be considered that, but that's probably about it. Kansas State at 2. Wow. I guess Arkansas at 16. Kentucky maybe. I mean, they play in the SEC, so we'll see how long they're up there. But all right, that's the top 25 conference standings. It's in the FBS Independent: UConn, Nevada, Notre Dame, UMass. Good to know, I guess. Heisman watch. Desmond Williams Jr. The senior. Most of these guys I think are still real people. Yeah, Arch Manning is there. You're gonna be simulated 3 seasons in. But that's your Heisman watch list right there. All right, now on to scouting. Washington State, coached by Paul White, a fictitious guy. They're going to run the spread in a 4-2-5 defense, and that's all we're going to get. On to the players. All right, Washington State's best player is their running back, Quintravion Wisner, redshirt senior, 89 overall, 94 speed, 96 excel. This guy, I can already feel is going to be a problem for us. Let's check him out a little bit more. 3-star athlete, impact development, not even close to capped out. So I wonder what he could be. Like, look how much room he has. Wow. Just as an impact guy? Huh. So they got a good one there. Hopefully I can lock down a defense and stay away from the hit stick. Next, they got center AJ Hassan. Pass protector, he is injured. Let's see for how long. A foot fracture, out 1 week. Okay, so we won't see him. Then they've got Wayshawn Parker, redshirt junior, elusive back, impact development. And he's closer to maybe capping out, except for his elusiveness. He can really. I wonder how they decide how they develop when they get points. And I wish we could do that. I wish we could develop our own players, but maybe in another game. Maybe in 26. All right, then they've got center Nathan Pritchard. Center, 85 overall. Tristan Bohannon, middle linebacker, 84. So a lot of guys in the mid-80s, it looks like. Their quarterback, Denzel Bolin, option king and magician. Let's see if they run that little read option or a speed option. Maybe I have to be ready for that. Then they've got left outside linebacker, Dejan Das, 84 overall, 91 speed. All right, so our stretch play is going to be tested by these guys. I mean, they got 85 speed, 91. They got a right end up here, guys. Quick jump and recoup. Then they got some left tackles here, guards. Right outside linebackers, 82. Corners. Okay, so now, all right, now that we're really scrolling down here, let's just jump over the depth chart and see what they got. All right, QB wise, again, Denzel Bolin, so maybe an option game. Evans Chuba behind him, Chuba and McMullen. Running backs, we saw 89, 87. And then a couple of underclassmen here. Fullback wise, they probably won't use that as spread. Receivers look a little bit low. They're very similar to ours. We might have more depth than them. Cobbs is their best, 81 overall. Johnson Bars. But again, when you play in Heisman, I just really don't think it matters all that much, their ratings. I mean, the ratings do matter, but they also can kind of scheme guys open. Tight end wise, 81. Vertical threat, 78 speed. Faking, yeah, possession guy here with 83 speed. Left tackle goes 84. Left guard, 82. Center is going to be 85. 81 right guard, redshirt freshman. That's promising for them. And right tackle, 83. So mid-80s across the old line. D-line, 84. 81. 80. So mid to low 80s on the defensive front. They're going to go 4-2-5, which means Sims will be in. Looks like a pretty decent redshirt freshman for them. Just want to see, is anybody on the line? So yeah, Rice has quick jump on the left end. Yeah, so we're going to want to run to our left. Again, not that it always matters, but if he's got a quick jump, maybe that's more for pass rush as well. But if he's got that quick jump, he can disrupt some things in the backfield. D tackle, neither of them have any physical ones. I guess recoup. I'm not too concerned about that one. Vujanovic, I think 4-2-5. I think they take 2 middle linebackers, because I think when we go 4-2-5, both of our middle linebackers are on the field. I think they take Miles, our freshman, out and put in both their middle linebackers. So I'm guessing we're going to see Bohannon and Trap. But again, they could do some sub. I don't know. Doss would be nice if Doss wasn't on the field in a 4.25. I would accept that with his speed. Cornerback 82, 82, 78. But Edmonds got some speed. Again, very comparable to our team, I think, as far as overall and attribute-wise. Aside from Edmonds here, he's got some speed. Free safety goes 77, okay, and then strong safety 77 as well. I wish I was good enough at passing where I could take advantage of that, but he's a zone coverage guy. So if they were more run support, that would make me feel better, but they're not. Kicking-wise, 77 kick power, punter 74, so kick game is just average. And then returner is going to be Dukes, 90 speed, Dukes again. And their long snapper is Nathan Pritchard. So again, I think our team matches up pretty well with them. Quarterback-wise, we're going to go with Elkins. I think, did Blades just get the start at Arizona? So now we're going to go Elkins. And I think we're just going to rotate through these three that we each get 4 starts. Anger will maintain his red shirt. He'll be redshirted with Dunn. And then he'll get a chance to develop as well, which is what we really want. Running back-wise, I think we got the edge. Fullback, receiver-wise, yeah, we're maybe got a little bit better depth. Tight end, I just want to see our line. So we got 90, 89. So I think, again, we can establish the run. Pass protection, I think, should be somewhat okay. Again, we get rid of the ball pretty quickly. But I have been working on, trying to read some downfield throws and just taking a little bit more time. Sometimes I think I get pressed and think I have to throw right away. Rather than move in the pocket a little bit. I still get sacked a lot when I do that, in practice sessions or when I just do play now games to get reps in. But I am getting a little bit better at just kind of waiting, another second longer. Maybe it's for a deep crossing route to open or something like that, or a post or a corner route. Just taking a little bit more time, but not super comfortable with it yet. Maybe we'll try some in this upcoming game, but so pass protection wise, again, I think we're going to be fine. Defensively, all their guys were mid 80s. I think we match up well. Linebacker wise, we're not the best, but Miles came in, made a big play last week. We got some speed. Anahu Ambrosio, I feel like he's all over the place. Then the Grown has speed. So I feel good about our linebackers. Coverage-wise, I think their top receiver was 81, so we match up pretty well with them. And Martin just has a nose for the ball and making big plays. So, as does Kidd. I think Kidd is kind of around the ball. He just hasn't had, I guess he had 2 picks last game, but Martin had the pick 6, so I tend to think of him as a bigger playmaker. And then we got these guys behind them who are solid enough to match up if they go, if we go into dime or anything like that. And Breedy and Kiki have been playing solid. So really pleased with our team and our performance so far. All right, quick look at by the numbers. 84 overall to 83 overall. Offense is a wash. Defense, we're slightly better. But again, playing on Heisman, you never know what's going to happen. Supposedly one of the worst teams in the game, Kennesaw State, gave us a good run. Had an 80-yard draw play for a touchdown on 3rd and 13. I took a bad angle. They took advantage of that. So if I don't play sound, if we don't play sound defensively, that can definitely happen at any moment when you play in Heisman, I think. So something I just have to continue to be aware of and get better at taking better angles, not relying on hit stick. But it'll be a process. Because I'm 14, I feel like you could run, you could hit stick, or dive even, and they would lunge and cover ground. Where I feel like when you hit stick and dive in this game, they don't cover as much ground, not nearly as much ground. So got to work myself out of that habit. But impact player, Jamal Clemens, he's been doing really well for us. I think if we keep winning and he keeps putting up numbers, he might be a Heisman candidate. We'll see. No promises, but it's kind of trending that way. And then strategy-wise, strategy is not going to change offensively. It's going to be, again, the stretch plays, the zone. I feel really good with our offensive line and our stretch play. And if we had a play action off of that, or maybe if we ran play action more, that would be helpful for our passing game. So maybe I'll try that. I'll write that down, because I haven't run a lot of play action. I just don't trust the pass blocking to hold up. But maybe once we've established a run, we could try that. And then I think defensively, with our quarterback having, kind of the option king, I get fooled on all the option plays pretty bad. You guys saw it last game. I think there was 3 or 4 plays where I bit hard on the running back and the quarterback snuck out the backside. So I think I have to play a little bit more disciplined, when I read run, to not just run at the running back, but, stay true to my assignment and my gap. Play with gap integrity. I thrown out all these coaching words, but that's what I got to do. And so hopefully I can make that improvement or somewhat improvement for this game if they run the option a lot, which I'm guessing they will. So defensively, I think that's the only thing that gives me concern, other than the fact, again, we're playing on Heisman. Anything can happen, but there's not really, a strategy to combat that besides just taking care of my assignment and going from there. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. We recruited, kind of revisited some of our big needs, adjusted our board, which I feel really good about doing, because we got some big needs to fill. And I think we addressed that this week. It's always fun to go back and then actually look at what you need, make the adjustments, and just make your team better all around. I really enjoy that. So recruiting's done. We scouted them. We know they're going to be a spread team, 4-2-5 defense. We match up really well with them. I think we got the advantage offensively for us. Defensively, it might be a wash. So feeling really good going into the game. Aside from, again, we're just playing on Heisman. It's a different beast. So we got to head in knowing that. And I know I mentioned that 3 or 4 times this episode, but it just help me remind myself that the game doesn't go as smoothly as you think. Right? All-American, you can get away with some stuff. Heisman, not so much. And so that just kind of helps me focus a little bit more, bounce back from mistakes, and just kind of stay with the game a little bit more rather than expecting it to go perfectly for us. Because weird things happen, and we just got to accept it and then move on to the next play. I mean, just like real life. I think a lot of people get caught up in, how the game cheeses you, it cheats you, whatever it is. But if you watch, a high school, a college football game, even the pros, weird shit happens all the time. So to look at a video game and be like, that would never happen. It has happened. It does happen. It just hasn't happened to you in that context or me. And so we kind of get sidetracked into thinking that it doesn't happen. All right, off my soapbox. That's it for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in to the next one where we take on Washington State, test out the Heisman difficulty again, see where our skills match up. But until then, keep gaming, keep growing, and keep celebrating those obscure victories. Game on.